As quoted on December 23rd, 2010, I believe it was, on his Twitter account, Jeremy Borash stated that he was so thankful to be working for a wrestling company that doesn't give termination papers as Christmas presents. More on that in a second, but first, happy holidays. Thank you for tuning in to my wrestling views. I'm John, your host as usual. This week kind of focusing on just kind of the general scheme of wrestling these days with TNA and more specifically Monday Night Raw, as once again last night was one of those Monday Night Raws that left you talking afterwards. But first on the termination, WWE is kind of hitting a downward slope nowadays, not as in terms of ratings, not as in terms of shows, but as in terms of their workers. As at the beginning of the month, I just found out about this the other day, the beginning of the month they released MVP, as MVP requested his release so he can go work overseas for a while. Apparently he'll probably be back, but for now no longer works with the company. And then just the other night released Kaval, who now states that he will never wrestle by the name Kaval again, nor will he be in WWE again, as Kaval also requested his release from the company, as he just felt they weren't using him because Creative Control didn't have any good ideas of what to do with him next. So yeah, WWE is kind of getting these firing springs. Both those men requested their release. WWE had no problem with it at all. They're not fighting it anymore. If you work for WWE and you request your release, you're gone. They're not going to fight with you. I guess as a way of answering your Christmas wishes, as you want something, they're just going to give it to you. As at this point, they aren't too worried about TNA taking control over the grand scheme of things. Interesting idea to think about right now. And WWE's definitely not releasing like everybody they have, but who knows what the future brings for that company. Obviously, they'll probably still stay on top in the wrestling world. That's a given. But that's just a side subject. Monday Night Raw last night, the 27th of December 2010. The whole show, like, they wanted to theme it around the whole idea of The Miz, Jerry the King Lawler, John Cena, Sheamus, Randy Orton, kind of circle rivalry. But the show was based on one main idea, and that was John Cena was not happy about the attacks that CM Punk has done on him now twice, as of he also hit John Cena with a chair on SmackDown. So John Cena was demanding an answer. CM Punk kind of said he had a surprise for Cena, which in the end showed Nexus attacking Cena, and lo and behold, they answer to a new leader now. That new leader being, of all people, CM Punk. Wow. I'm sure some of you might have been expecting it when this was all taking place. I, for one, was not. Obviously, CM Punk, heel. Nexus, heels. John Cena, face. Nexus is going to attack John Cena. It's not like CM Punk's going to defend him. But being the new leader of Nexus, that definitely threw me off guard. However, once again, I said I'm excited for this new John Cena-CM Punk rivalry, as they haven't really done one between the two of them before. And it has been posted on numerous sources that they are looking to extend this rivalry through WrestleMania. I, for one, have no problem with that. First stop being the Royal Rumble, as I'm assuming both men will be competing in the Royal Rumble match. Where, as stated last week, the week before that, I'm still expecting a Triple H return in that match as well. Whether Triple H wins it or not, I don't know. The only way I could see Triple H winning the Rumble match is if they plan on giving Sheamus the title at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, so the two of them can have their WrestleMania rematch, as Triple H looks to settle the score with Sheamus. It could be something similar to what Edge and Chris Jericho did last year for WrestleMania. Who knows? WrestleMania is still distant. They have plenty of time to think what they're going to do, and we have plenty of time to find out what's going to happen. As for WWE title picture right now, John Morrison has stated that after beating Alex Riley on Raw last night, that he will cash in for his title opportunity next week against The Miz in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Not gonna lie, I was a little bummed out about that. I thought for sure John Morrison and The Miz was gonna be at the Royal Rumble. But with that said, I'm now starting to think more and more that at Rumble, or what's gonna happen leading to there is somehow The Miz is gonna beat Morrison next week, as it is just Raw. It's not really the caliber enough to change a world title, change hands for a world title. Miz will somehow beat Morrison in that Falls Count Anywhere match, probably with help from Alex Riley, and it'll probably lead to a triple threat match at the Royal Rumble between The Miz, John Morrison, and of course Randy Orton, as the Randy Orton-Miz rivalry is far from over. I don't know if Jerry the King Lawler is going to have anything to do with it. Obviously, we saw The Miz attack Lawler last night after Lawler beat him in a match. Via countout, Miz attacked him afterwards. Lawler's definitely past his prime, not a wrestler anymore. He's involved with the storyline, but I don't think it's much involvement, if any. The most he's done right now might be the most of the rivalry itself between him and The Miz. And that's the main thing going on Raw right now. Royal Rumble, I'm still super excited about. SmackDown has been whatever lately. I guess they're, once again, this Friday going to try having Alberto Del Rio team with Kane against Edge and Rey Mysterio in the main event. They did it once before, and of course Kane didn't show up till the end. Let's see how it's different this week. Right now, Kane holds a record, I think, for the most consecutive Rumble appearances. I think that's going to be broken come this Royal Rumble, as he'll probably be facing Edge for the title, as clearly that storyline isn't over yet. As far as TNA is concerned, it's just been the same lately to me. It hasn't been doing anything to really excite themselves. Van Dam still can't get his hands on Hardy. He was super excited on the special holiday edition of Impact. Didn't happen in that 8-man tag. AJ Styles and Douglas Williams did not disappoint, though, as they had a phenomenal Iron Man match. I probably won't be seeing Genesis, to be honest, but plan on seeing a great match between the two of them at Genesis, as if AJ Styles wins, he's a new television champion. Douglas Williams wins, he is out of Immortals/Fortune. Immortals planning on taking out Hostile Takeover at that pay-per-view. I don't really see it happening. I still want to see Jeff Hardy involvement. He's a champion. Granted, there's a #1 contenders match as a main event. Put Jeff Hardy in a tag team match. Do something. He needs involvement. Have him with Rob Terry and Abyss, and have Van Dam and like Tommy Dreamer or someone on the other side. I don't care. He needs some sort of involvement. And as far as Jeff Jarrett's concerned with this terrible MMA gimmick he has right now, that's screaming Kurt Angle return, as Kurt Angle's also the poster boy for the Genesis pay-per-view on January 9th, I believe it is. So we'll probably see a match between the two of them, as Samoa Joe seems to once again be out of the picture. That's kind of what's going on in wrestling right now. Hopefully next week I'll be a little more upbeat with what's going on, as Raw looks to be pretty decent. TNA, let's see what happens. SmackDown, let's see what happens. But until then, I'm John. Thanks for tuning in.